This is the Kosher Spirit Review, and guests are great, friends are better, but a 1-year buildup of having a friend show up at your place, that's even better, because you have success at that point. Phil Prichard, I'm so happy to have you here.
Mighty proud to be here.
Thank you.
Mighty proud. Yep.
People have probably heard of Prichards Distillery. We have about 5 of the items here in front of us. They make about 7 or 8 other rums. There's a liqueur, and who knows what other side projects you got
tell you,
stuffed in the sleeves here.
The other day I counted up, we are producing 17 different products now.
There's actually 18, because God gave him a good smile too. So today I'd like to review with you your double barrel bourbon. This is your flagship. This is the one that made great waves with my boss and a lot of the people here before we ever called you. And I'm excited to just kind of smell it and taste it with you. So you can give us a little backbone on the double barrel bourbon.
Our double barrel bourbon is probably the most unique bourbon that has come down the pike. I guess 12, 13 years ago, we developed a process that is referred to as our double barreling process. And we actually trademarked the name double barrel bourbon. And the process is one of putting bourbon not in 1, but 2 new charred oak barrels. By law, bourbon cannot be barreled above 125 proof. It says on that bottle of some of the other brands that they're 80 proof, 90 proof, whatever proof. Question has to be asked is, how did your whiskey get from 125 proof to that bottle proof, 90 proof, 80 proof? The answer,
or at 140 when I finished the barrel time at the top of the rick house.
There you go. That's a good question. I want to know the answer to that one myself. But as I said, bourbon can't be barreled above 125 proof. How it goes from, I've seen bourbon go up in proof, and it's not unusual for it to do, but to climb up above 140 proof is pretty special. But at any rate, the point that I was driving at is that your whiskey is bottled at 125 proof. Is barreled at 125 proof. But it says on the bottle that it's 80 proof, 90 proof. The question that has to be asked is, how did your whiskey get from that 125 proof to that bottle proof? The answer, of course, is your whiskey has been watered down before you ever screw off the cork. Water has no flavor, and water dilutes flavor.
Come on in. Come on in.
Just duck down and come on in.
Come on in. We're live. That's great. Hey, okay, great.
Anyway,
all right.
What we decided to do in our double barreling process, I like to think of a bowl of chicken soup. It's too hot, so you drop an ice cube in it. You succeed in cooling it down, but now it tastes like chicken soup dilute. When you add water to a barrel of 125 proof bourbon and you take it down to that bottle proof, you're diluting the flavor of that bourbon. Well, what we decided to do was take the bourbon from 125 proof, cut it to 90 proof, the ultimate bottle proof, and put it in a second new charred oak barrel. The significance there is all of the barrel sweetness and those barrel oak tannins provide are the essence of what makes bourbon bourbon.
The backbone.
Exactly. But when you take white dog alcohol and you put it in that first barrel, trees are in the business of making sugar. When you pour that white dog alcohol into that, those natural caramel sugars that are in that first barrel are rather quickly absorbed. If you ever come down to the distillery and we taste a barrel of our relatively young whiskey in a barrel about 6 months, you'll be amazed at how sweet it is. It's only after it's been in the barrel for a number of years do the oak tannins do for whiskey what hops do for beer. It makes it bitter. In my opinion, a bourbon at optimum age is about 9 to 10 years old.
Which a lot of people have a misnomer because they hear Scotch, 15, 20, 25. Well, different weather, different water, different grain.
Scotch is a whole nother matter.
Exactly.
People like bourbon because it has a natural sweetness to it. People like Scotch because it's not sweet. Never the twain shall meet. Oh, come on in.
Nice to see you. Be right with you.
Keep walking. We're doing a little filming right now, but that's all right. But at any rate, that natural sweetness that's in that first barrel is gone within weeks, and the oak tannins take over. And the longer that it stays in that barrel, the more and more bitter that it gets. In Scotch, that's fine, but in bourbon, you want to preserve that sweetness.
Right.
So that's why we came up. That's why we came up with this double barreling process.
It's awesome.
That of taking the bourbon from 125 proof, putting it in the second new charred oak barrel. You know what's in that second new charred oak barrel? More sugar. And so that's why this bourbon, it has a little bit of sweetness to it. This bourbon has received a score of 95 at the Ultimate Spirits Challenge, 5-star rating in the Spirit Journal, and it's one of the finest bourbons I believe you'll ever taste.
Imagine taking the best tasting plátano or banana right when it reaches its most obnoxious amount of ripeness, and just drip caramel and vanilla all down the sides of it. Put a little bit of oak accenting. Like the other day I was explaining this, almost take the staves of some oak, just make that a sandwich and take a nice bite, but lose all the aggressiveness of the wood and leave it only as accenting on just when you smell it. Even some cherries. If you take you smell the skins, you don't like break it open, you get that big blast of flavor. But just the essence is really nice smelling whiskey. And even when you stuff your nose in it, you're not getting burnt. It's well made. It's not a fireball, because you can have some 70 proof stuff fry your nose hairs, and you can have some 100 proof stuff actually not, because of the quality of how things are made. I mean, you're a maker of this stuff. The better the quality, the easier it is on the nose, even when the proof is up, is my personal experience.
This is a 90 proof bourbon.
Yeah.
And it drinks like an 80 proof.
Yeah. L'chaim, I already said a bracha.
L'chaim, yep.
It's a success, to a good year, and we have health and safety for everybody. Lot of flavor, people. If you want to go to sleep with a whiskey, this isn't the one, because even if you drink a bunch, it's going to wake you up. Your palate's going to wake up. This is as hard as it is, there's like some minerality. It's got that caramel, again, more of the cherries thing going on. I just really am excited, because I'm going to put this glass down and I'm going to talk you through my finish, because it's going to stay on my palate a long time, it feels like. And find the bourbon, experience it. There's a reason to get such high ratings. It's smooth, and I'm thankful you made it. A lot of people are too.